today because the US holiday things are pretty quiet, and probably will be tonight as well. Most people take it as a 4-day long weekend. We can see here the Aussies flopping around, and it's pretty difficult to trade, so staying away from that, as with the Kiwi. Would avoid that one. I thought the US dollar might continue to weaken whilst everyone was on holidays, but overnight it got a bit more strength, and particularly oil weakened 6%, was down 8% at one point throughout the night after OPEC said that they were not going to cut the production. And so NOK is obviously getting a lot weaker, which is making this trade look pretty good in the pound NOK. Have moved the stop this morning to be underneath the second consecutive buyer bar, and to now start protecting profit, heading up towards a target there. The Euro pound going nowhere really, just fart-assing about, but the stop's also slightly in the money to protect profit. The other ones looking at is, I notice you've all sort of sent it to me, is the CAD. Again, because of oil, it's the loonie is weakening, despite they had a reasonable trade balance last night. And so looking to get in, not a lot of risk on the trade because I don't know how strong this is going to get at this point, but certainly looking to get in here. The risk of 140 pips and below that 50 fib line of the long-term fib is looking okay. Just on the dollar yen this morning, took the 1 hour long after this little low test bar here. Went against me for a bit, but it's now coming good, and trying to get that now to manage on a 4-hour trade with the target up there. So that'll be a nice little owner if it can get there. That's all I've got on for today. There's not much in terms of emails we're looking at. We've got this one, the dollar CAD. The gentleman suggests risk reward is pretty low because of this large bar, and you'd have to kind of agree with that. I don't have a target on my CAD. I'm just going to manage the stop on it, because I don't know. It's hard to tell how strong this will get, and it could just fart us about, and I might just get out of it. We'll have to see. But yeah, we've got a soft horizontal. Well, that's soft really, and then that long-term fib that I've got on it, which is similar to the Aussie. If we look at the from that high in 07, don't know what that is. Get rid of that. We can see that it was offering quite a bit of resistance, and then when it finally broke through, it's now offering support. So that's a reasonably strong level to be trading from. And as I said, I haven't got a target, but we'll see what happens when it gets up to here, the 618. In terms of risk reward, you're looking at about 140 pips for 300 pips, so it's about 2 times if it can get to the 61.8, or that fib level. Yeah. So yeah, your analysis here is all pretty good. You've got the 61.8 retracement. Yeah, I like that. That's good. You also then go to say short the pound. Yes, I am bullish the pound, but I'm more bullish the US dollar. And therefore this could chop around a bit, but yeah, I am bullish pound. This 56 level is clearly quite strong. You have noted it there, and I think your risk reward ratio would be probably will struggle with that. I wouldn't be putting the house on it. And just if we look at the cross rates in terms of where things are at, you've got the Kiwi just going kind of sideways. The Aussie's getting a little weaker. CAD's getting, going this direction. The yen's going that direction. And the Euro's also got this 124 level as well. So whilst it's the trend line is attractive, and it poked through 58 overnight before coming off. I prefer to see it have a better retracement. I know it didn't really retrace in all of these and it continued to fall, but I prefer to see a decent retracement before committing to it. You're at 47. There is a possible trade there, but I wouldn't be risking a hell of a lot in terms of my capital, and I can see that you've got about a quarter on it, which is okay. Yeah, I mean, your analysis is sound. Mine's more gut feeling that I don't think it'll get through that 56. Could well do it, and I'll be totally wrong, but yeah. Okay. Come on, what's going on here? Kiwi. Right, someone's asked me about the Kiwi with no chart attached, but just asking me how did I manage the trade. Had a trailing stop above this high test bar because it was a reversal bar, being a higher high, higher low when I want lower highs, lower lows. Right? And then this reversal bar came in again, and again I moved my stop above that and got taken out yesterday with this high test bar. And now it's sort of, this move here should have gone on to make lower lows. It didn't, and I see it just being really painful pair to bloody trade. I know some people probably look at it because of that high test and want to try and short it again. Well, I'll leave them to it. I'm going to stay away from this mongrel thing. But you moved your stop on the 26 for 2 consecutive seller bars on the 26. Okay, so above this, and you got taken out. Well, at this stage of the game, you'd have to say that you did the right thing. And no, you didn't come in too close. So you did I think you played it right. Time will tell, but yeah, it's not as clear as the cyclicity on the Aussie. The reason why I didn't take the Aussie over here was because of this support line. But if you were short the Aussie, you'd certainly be above that high test bar now. Around 86.50 would be your stop, and looking okay. Then come to dollar CAD. This one was the first one. Long trend continuation checklist, yes. Higher highs, yeah, we're certainly getting them. EMA support above the EMAs. Horizontal support, yes, you got that there. RSI convergence, yeah. Bit of hidden divergence, okay, I'll have a look at that. E-signal data doesn't show the 27th, yeah. E-signal's a bit of a pain in the arse, isn't it? That's all good. As we discussed, the risk reward you need to sort of look into, but is there hidden divergence? Well, you certainly got a probably class C hidden divergence. That's not a strong reason for me to be looking at it, but it certainly adds to the flavour of the trade. There is a bit of concern that you're getting in here at RSI's already at 61. That might be a bit of a painful sort of exercise. It was around that level here as well, which turned out okay. So I'm not a big believer of this trade. It looks good technically, but also there's some weakness in it. And that's why I've only put 0.25% on my trade, rather than going for a full 1 or 0.5%. Another question was 4 hour versus 2 hour. I'll come back to that. Also on the dollar CAD, this is just an email. What's your opinion on buying it today? This came in this morning. I got into this trade last week, got caught in a massive pullback. Okay, I'm not sure why you should be out and looking to get back in again, but anyway, you're still in it. At this point, my concerns are the market overreacting to oil prices and the BOC increasing cash rate interest rates next week. Don't see BOC doing that. They're only going to raise rates if their economy's on fire or motoring really quickly, and it certainly isn't. The BOC, whilst it's probably bottomed, it has bottomed for some time now. The Canadian economy, so it's not a no way will they be raising rates next week. So I'm not concerned about that. Oil price down 6% to under $70 now. I think it's trading around 68, 69. And where's the floor? Well, big support is at $10 a barrel, but I expect around the $45, $50 a barrel could be support. So there's a bit more in the oil price to come if they're going to continue just pushing Russia to the brink. Then yeah. Still on the CAD, have this email. Possible entry for new phase 1 pictured. Checklist $CAD. New items. Red news flag today and Saturday and Thursday the 4th. As I said, I don't see the BOC on next week meeting, but I don't see that as going to be an issue to this trade. I don't think they're going to move at all. Finding support off the moving average, yes, you do. Yeah, it's come off the 50 EMA. I tested the 21st and broke through. Convergence, bullish bias sentiment. Not really. This, there was in this bar, and then this bar. It's more of a test. If you look at it in MetaTrader, it looks very different to e-signal. So this is a seller bar, and this is also a sell bar. So the trade really isn't on until today. But certainly you're getting ready for it because you sent me this on Wednesday. So now you should be ready to go. Trend line, yeah, it's only 2 touches so far. You can't say really that there's more than that, because it's quite a distance away from that trend line. But certainly got the moving average support, so that's okay. What else you got in here? Resistance? No, not really. Trend line, entry price. Okay, that's all good. Yeah, you can see the cyclicity, higher highs, higher lows. Now we've got the buying sentiment. It's good to start trading. As I said, I just get this feeling that it's your momentum's already here in the 60s. It's not a strong trade for me, although I'm going to take the trade, but only a small amount of capital behind it. Okay. All right. Now come back to the final question. Looks like it's going to be a quick session today. That's okay. It's Friday. I'll talk to you again on Monday. To clear this up, I can trade the 4-hour on a phase 2. No, you can't trade when the 4-hour is doing a phase 2, right? You can trade the 4-hour phase 1. So if you were up this morning and got this, that's okay. You trade only when the 4-hour phase 1. Now that's not to mean that you can't trade. Something like this, and the daily's in phase 2. Yeah, so daily's in phase 2, trying to make its way back up to here. And if you could be looking at the 4-hour on this to trade the 4-hour phase 1. So the daily's in phase 2, but the 4-hour you'll be trading phase 1. So you only ever trade the 4-hour or the 1-hour as phase 1 trades. Okay, but the daily could be in phase 1, the daily could be in phase 2, but you're only ever trading the 4-hour phase 1. And you want to do it from support. We can see there's a bit of resistance here. Say at around 157. And if you got buying off this, then that's when you're looking for it. But I hope that's clear to you all. I'll repeat it again, is that the daily can be in phase 2, like the pound is now, but you don't trade the 4-hour phase 2, you trade only the 4-hour phase 1. Only the 4-hour phase 1, okay? Away from the EMA, away from support. But what the daily's doing, you've got to see a trend in the daily and then go with that trend on the shorter time frame. Okay. So that's it for today. In terms of those city grouping emails, we're got a great response. So I think most cities except for Darwin will have a group of some sort. Sydney's had a huge response, so we might split that up into into zones such as north, south, east, west. I'll let you guys work that out. And this is Friday's the end of the month, so tomorrow I'll be doing all that stuff. And when the market opens Monday morning, I'll fix your accounts up for those who are required to do that. Housekeeping. First month for me on unhedged still, so any pending entries from Monday will be on a zeroed account. Look, if you've got an account that's you're up 1% on it, and you're on a demo account, I'd appreciate you removing any trades, close all trades, and get to account all the orders out of it so I can put you onto live. If you're not up 1%, then your account will stay as is. Okay. If you're down 1%, I'm not going to rebalance it just because it's the end of the month. Right? You're supposed to trade to positive. So if you're negative, but you're still on demo, then I would keep your trades going, such as if you're in the euro pound or the pound NOK. But if you're positive 1%, so you're over $500, then close all your trades and I'll move you to live with the rebalanced. Unless you're the first guy, then I'll just carry your trades over, or your balance over. Okay. It'll depend on, yeah. If it's your first time that you've hit 1%, then your trades, the P&L will get carried over. Could you also review comment on the daily data on the... Oh yeah, sorry Brian, mate. Yeah, I did have that up. Okay. Pound Kiwi. Right. I can't bring myself to sell this. Technically it's looking all right. There's a bit of a horizontal level here that it's trading with. Your momentum sort of in the middle, so it could go either way. Just fundamentally, I really can't see the Kiwi outperforming the pound. But technically, you've got a cycle underneath the 50 EMA, and you've got selling where you expect it. There's a bit of a horizontal level here. It's not strong, but it's a level. Oop, wrong way, that way. And you'd call that level $2, as you can see there. And we're coming underneath that, so I'd say, yeah, that looks okay. It's just I can't bring myself to do it from a fundamental point of view. Okay. This one I don't like at all. It's going either side of the 50. You're getting lower highs, but you're getting higher lows. There's wedge formation. I don't play that game. I'll leave that for other people. If they want to trade wedges, that's fine. If you guys want to trade wedges, that's fine. I don't have a problem, but with you doing it, it's just not something that I do. But you can see the wedge forming there. But for a trend continuation, there's no cyclicity, and it's just a friggin' mess. Aussie Kiwi, disappointing. I thought I'd get a bit further up than $1.13, but we certainly have broken through sort of all the support levels. And you've got your resistance up here. So where is it at now? Well, this is something you'd look at on the 4-hour, like this bar here might be an opportunity on the 4-hour. Not really, but either that or you wait for it to cycle back and retest that level and then get short. Momentum's hugely overdone though, and I dare say you could be looking at sort of something to this retracing somewhat. So yeah, you'd want to see how it reacts to this when it gets back to it, and see where momentum is. But yeah, there could be something in that later on. But these other two, no interest. Okay. I missed Wednesday's webinar and haven't seen it yet. Maybe you have tackled about the new capital index. What is your say about that, if you may? Capital index, not really wanting to go down that road until we're actually live. I know he's at a soft launch, but until it's actually going to affect us in terms of prop trading, I really don't want to go down what they're doing there. If you made at any point in time, if you're consistently 2 consecutive months of profit with little drawdown, I'll give you larger money to trade with. Yep. We want to see that obviously on a live account, not demo. But whether or not you've been down 5% and gone back to live or not, if you're consistently profitable, then we'll give you more money. I'm quite happy to do that. That's the aim of the game. That's what we want to see. Yeah. Scalping opportunities on the Swiss. Yeah, do that on your own time, on your own account, mate. Just keep us out of it. They've got their vote this weekend, right? You're aware of that, yeah? On the Swissnet, yeah. All right. So, as I said, you can keep us out of it, but yeah, I think buying the Euro Swiss is probably a good idea. I don't see the vote getting through, so yeah, it's all good. Right, guys, you have a lovely weekend. I'll talk to you Monday morning. Cheers.